Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take you on a trip back through time. Welcome to 2020. In particular, welcome EEK3 of 2020. I'll be looking at the virtual convention hall and seeing what all is on display. You know, some of the promo videos might be a little bit crunchy in that wonderful hybridization of 2020 and the 1990s. Hello there, Scully. Divine hardware issue. A power tool. Okay, so we'll need to keep an eye out for the power tool, but first, there's a game called The Third Shift. Capturing a nice old Game Boy B-color aesthetic. With some Game Boy color mixing as well. And there's quite the mix of gameplay influences from the presented trailer. I see a power tool there. So this is a group called Be Not Afraid, also known as Seraphim Polisher. Quite the eclectic visual showcase at the presented frame rate. Hello, so this is the Wheel of Fathom. Okay, give it a spin. Looks like he's only Conventionists as a whole. We're getting a free compliment. Is that a compliment? Well, without spin, we'll see what it gets on. We'll look at... I recognize you. This is conscript. So I've seen a couple of trailers for this, and the lower frame rate definitely doesn't... It fits the theme, but it doesn't quite do the game justice. more studios toying around with top-down affairs. It's also amusing how some of these trailers are cut off by the 4:3 aspect ratio. He's endearing, though. It's also one of those situations where the speed of the game is not conveyed well with the frame rate. And so you're sitting on one of the CRTs instead. But only cool kids drink cool kids juice. I mean, for conventional. Yeah, no, that's definitely a compliment. Also held the right way with broken glass. Which was a pain and suffering. I mean, very important to have a amount of pain and suffering in one's diet. Yeah, given the context, that's definitely a compliment. So here we have a game called Brainulator.
Already got one? Get another.
Very important to have a collection of pet friends, I suppose. We only have Agony of a Dying Mom.
Like there's a voice inside my head telling me to keep playing. Can anyone hear me? Someone please help me. Please help me. 12 hours, the server will shut down.
Brought to you by your loving overseer, the architect. This training set is crafted to be the cutest product you own.
I'm gonna miss this game. It was my life. My obsession. This game ruined my life. I've been waiting years for this moment. You will never find him. No one knows. Some really weird things are happening.
It is nice to see. It was really interesting demo to play in the 2021 version of the Haunted PS1 demo disc. Definitely captured a lot of intrigue and mystique.
Sometimes when I try to
It was also just a thoroughly,
it's like there's a voice inside my head.
very potent demo disc as a whole. It is the actual hearse from Coffin Wall. Getting a car presented rather than the game. Fair enough.
It was my life. My obsession. This game ruined my life. I've been waiting years for this moment. You will never find him. No one knows. Some really weird things are happening in this game. This game is fucking evil.
So this is for Mesa, which he trailer for it is very effectively moody.
It's like there's a voice inside my head.
Then we have Meaningless. Okay. Utilizing the VHS aesthetic in a very yellow area. And what on earth do you have against the cat? I mean, anime opening amongst the horror games really does draw quite a bit of effective attention to this particular. What doesn't feel like the right word? Not. Particular section in this game. Approaches. Definitely provides a vibe of a rather analog horror structure. Definitely feels like a lot of the allure is the physicality of interacting with this older technology. The Place Forbidden is, of course, a thing that was featured in the demo disc 2020. Demos from 2020. That a very swift release. Very nice. This definitely shows some of the more maddened later aspects rather than the preamble that you were to experience in the demo disc. Very effective. It is indeed so many games to witness. So here we have a trailer for Signalis, which is certainly one of the games here that needs the least introduction, I think. This game took off immensely among horror fans. Welcome, Sal. How are you doing today? And yeah, it's a weird. I mean, this is quite the handy NPC. Then we have the lunar effect. Very crunchy, very authentically old school survival horror affair. Of which we 12 are the protagonists of that game featured here. without a chair. I'm very glad to hear you're doing well. Good. MySpace 2.0. And how did the re-debut stream go? Okay, so realization software that ends up going a little bit more cursed after a while. Excellent. Learning a new game is always quite the double-edged sword. And there's always a bit of panic to it. So it really does just cycle through those compliments, it seems. So the side face is absolutely nothing. Okay, what does the skull do? Oh. Well, have a good nap. Well, if the cat's no longer around, we have a better time now? So we have poisoned fruit. We've looked at all the games in the first portion.
I'll never be able to play this game again. So you said that time.
Alright, let's see what the second portion are. Power on the Borderland. Strong use of color, but the love image definitely does not give a strong indication of what one might expect.
Which is like a bunch of horrible things that you should buy. And also,
Okay, so we have Reiterate. Seems to be an RPG mega horror affair.
first issue, which is a preview of Expo, you can get a print version sent to your door by backing the lovely Hellface Patreon. Oh, and before you go, let me show you the latest version of Dread Delusion. This is running on a Cine Hell station, which is kind of like a PlayStation, but it's got a tiny mouth, and sometimes it just screams for no reason. Oh, wait, I did set the jump to maximum. That is a bug. Oh yeah, and the sky sometimes turns into that. God, I jumped ahead. We'll leave it there, I guess. But thanks for stopping by, and be sure to check out the lovely Hellface Patreon for more proofs there.
Don't we all? This is more, so this is amazing more lovely how places work as a whole rather than
Tiny bit. Oh,
focus more on red
welcome to
delusion.
lovely help. While you're here, check out the next game, Shattered. It's set in a sci-fi
Do any of us know how we got here?
where things are a bit shit.
Okay.
What is your emergency?
On from the second tape.
What's the problem? Are you injured? You say dead?
I mean, there are definitely scarier years, like 1984.
Ma'am, excuse me. Who did you kill?
Okay. So then we have
Welcome to Threat,
that's harmful the second tape,
which
which
is
is technically down there. Oh, okay. So here's Fatum Betula. Quite the surrealist experience. Rather, its eclectic art style really shines through even in the low resolution and frame rate is quite stellar. Here we have future reality. Is future reality more of a development tool then? One of the key things showcased there really was the rendering precision. The whole mystery inspired by classics. Okay. Definitely some of those boring from some of the same direction. I'm just trying to capture a lot of the same things that Resident Evil 7 ultimately went for. A lot of the gritty and grimy areas, both was puzzle solving, possibly without a lot of the first person violence, however. Here we have Mummy Sandbox. Which is definitely one of the more eclectic games from the Demo Disc 2021. Very hard to describe. So, here we have a few bits of scenery. Okay, so if you're looking for something more here's a disaster engine. I mean, sometimes isn't that the best sort of experience? Oh, I wasn't meaning to give this to you, but at least we've spread out the poisoned apple for a weird fish. Okay, so we will provide some real food. First we need to figure out what to do with this particular fish.
Joo, otin hirven kanssa yhteen. Hirvi voi. Sauna on kohta lämmin, ei katso kehtaa mun rehtiä.
Hyvä, Juhan. Apun nyt tuuksia surkusta.
Okay, so this is for Photogeist.
Vaan hyvää juhannusta Tuijalle ja Apollekin.
It does seem a little bit cute. Okay, another photo game. This one a little more creepy by nature. I'm only given a name on that one. Okay, start survey tool. Okay, so you require eyes. For a moment I did not notice the bees from Killer Bees. Okay, so we can... You will provide us with an eye we can give to another person. Plus we need a demo disc for you. Oh. Have fun being dead, I suppose. Okay, so you always play a cassette tape as well. Do you want the fish? Ah, so we can provide you with evil ramen. Okay, so here's the power tool. But also, thinking about, there was definitely a game here that I did not take a look at yet. It's Sauna 2000. Well, just one is wonderfully scenic. Definitely some
Saatana. Ei vittu.
strong sense of art style, particularly around
Auta kun sauna.
voices for the faces. That's a wonderful uncanny valley bit.
Pertti, vetää myös.
Nimittäin. Yrityisi kopioida tätä niin päin.
So we also should go back. Let's, going forward, look at some of the other games we can find, and then we'll go back and provide the power tool to Scully. So, we have a game called Cellular Harvest. A wonderful choice, people who are looking for a creepy mushroom game. Of which we always need more. Unfortunately, I don't know what any of that means. This I make saying. Okay, so definitely a creepy and atmospheric trailer, first and foremost. Oh. That doesn't seem very, appetizing. Hi there. Otherwise, we have suspicious dawn. I'm beholding. NPCs as you. Hi. Okay, so here we have Metalware High School. It's definitely tricky to read the text at this resolution, let alone at the frame rate and speed and the time the text on screen in the first place. But it is nicely colourful. And given this here, there's a nice implication that things are going to be nicely creepy. Does die. Existential, spacey walking sim. Honestly, wonderful presentation. Given that you can really tell a decent amount of what it is through the low-tech presentation. Revolver Phantasm. Well, the cherry metalware theme placed beside us. Okay, so it presumes one would be going to be first-person shooter, but not much shooting really shown. Here we have Missed Connection. Okay, click to find love is certainly quite the tagline. Ode to a Moon. The psychedelia that this game presents is utterly fantastic. You still get a good amount of that shown in this trailer. It's quite the visual ride, even as a demo, and I'm really looking forward to seeing final iteration of it. Facing static.
I'm fine. We're both fine. If anyone can hear us, we made it to the bunker. Dad, something happened. I told him not to go. Please, shut it down. Please.
Now, the mystery that this game set up really did do wonders between its trailer and the demo.
This is Dr. Williams of Sector 6. I'm here at 53.
Virtual Virus is more of a VR game. I think the only VR game present here. It is cool to see something low-poly built for VR. So this is Corkin Mall, which we saw the actual hearse from earlier. Apparently one gets run over by in the process. So here we have Utopia. Speed of those transitions does not translate well here, but it does create intrigue nonetheless. Here we have Paranoid Hell. This one's from Lum, who makes very Lynchian sort of games. Still range. This one was centered on the game looping. They said this sort of thing that borrowed a lot of influence from E.T. Here we have RB Axolotl. I also want some, almost play a depressing and creepy visual novel centered around cute axolotls.
Hiya.
We have Veiled. We have another door, which is presently locked. And so that should, in theory, be a case of us having seen all of the stands and showcases.
I'm here at 53.
So let's go ahead and go back and provide the power tool to Scully while a little bit back over the games along the way. Just refreshing my mind on them while we head on back.
Companion.
This is legal. Yeah, probably not. Here. Here's a power tool for you. What sort of mismanagement is going on, Scully? Oh. Okay, now we have a chair, which we can provide to you.
This game is fucking evil.
That gives us... We can go back and talk to... you, which will help you sleep, in theory. Okay, so we take the sword. Right to the guard, because one sword will not cut it. But two swords might. Okay, so you want a demo disc. We can take the demo disc. Person willing to give their left eye for it. Oh, what a reward. Okay, that gives us the door. We can take to... the detective.
Williams of Sector 6. I'm here at 53.
Is it now?
001975 minus 4.129730.
Okay, this gives us a coin. If I point to you. We have a key card. No one asked for a key card. Open this. Darts. I have a disassembly switch. All you can say is eat. Well, you should probably do a 30. Nope, right. You cannot stop at 3 eggs.
Subject has moved considerable distance since the last manifestation.
They are quite neat. So very rude. And so there are quite a few people who don't buy too much flavor, more just bit of a recognizable face to I wonder if there's some other branching paths that one can do. Someone just be immediately dead after all, yes?
Well, it's a product of architecture.
I'll never be able to play this game again.
I'm assuming one wanders for the chair, yes.
I'm gonna miss this game. It was my life.
But it does show off quite the collection of low poly experiences. Really low poly experience, which is truly a fantastic way to cement a brand and a community. Of course you are. Let's go ahead and give the rapid disassembly button a push and see what all happens. I mean, there's definitely one way to disassemble something rapidly. But it is a fantastic way of just coming together and showcasing what your community is about. Very by the people, for the people. And that's very much very much the vibe that we like to enable. And encourage. Before we actually move on from this, I want something. A couple of somethings, in fact. Chiefly, are you always dead? You are, in fact, always dead. Secondly, what if we get... We don't actually test the money reward from the wheel. The effect will only happen when we talk to the cat, with that result on the wheel. What if I desire money? I wonder if it'll always deny me the money. But it's worth trying, nonetheless. Is absolutely nothing from it pointing toward something in between? Okay, no, it is the red sad face. We did not properly glean enough into the green. Wait, here we are. So the only real reward from this is either some half-baked compliments or the cat dying. Fair enough, I suppose. And so that will conclude our look at the EEK3 virtual show floor.
It was my life.
And it really is a fantastic... Honestly, I want to see more communities put something like this together to really have something to explore and have flavour. To get something a bit more... textured than just trailers, you know? Trailers are nice, but getting to really kind of wander around the space really can make all the difference as far as something becoming endearing. We do have a second part of tonight's showcase. Taking us from one creepy convention hall to another. So welcome to Devolverland Expo. Where the future's future has been cancelled. And what if there's no one to inspect the bag? Some random stupid tech.
The convention center is now closed. Please leave via the nearest exit.
What if I don't want to? What if I wish to sit upon the couch? In this little Four Guys themed rest area. Those sections for Shadow Warrior 3, Weird West, Olia. This is the chill zone. It does seem quite chill. That takes us to the West Hall. Here's the South Hall. This is where we need to be. It was now with some sort of power glove, it seems. So we need to equip ourselves with said power glove.
Center is now closed. Please vacate. Attendees are reminded that exhibitor merchandise is off limits.
Off limits to who? After all, I have the power of a t-shirt launcher.
Damage to convention center property will not be tolerated.
Well, that seems unfortunate for... more for the convention. What if you stocks of paper? Okay. Access the security. Of which you might be the chief obstacle.
Security areas are off limits to attendees.
Well, clearly I'm not simply an attendee. After all, the mission was closed. And find out about Golf for workgroups. Poorly designed golf course for player and cart simulation with a swing-dependent, swing-abundant design to be satisfying. You can make golfer and caddy using industry standard whilst in mouse layout. Features profitable, suitable for most ages, simultaneous multiplayer, caddies, carts, bridges, system requirements. A game relying on the play rules of golf as a crutch. Projects. Falling Water for Frank Wright. Dallas Airport by Hiro Saarinen. Mr. Doom by Unknown, and this project by the golf team. And there have been no other successful projects ever, apparently.
Trespassing is not permitted. Deviation will be punished.
That seems like quite the excessive way of protecting industry secrets from a cancelled convention. Going to explore the Caribbean or the Weird West Pole.
Your presence has been noted. Please prepare for processing.
Those some emojis promoting the NVIDIA 2080.
Damage to convention center property will not be tolerated.
Okay, so we leave from the end. Oh. Ah. Having is such a nice time. So much havoc to wreak. So little time. The carrier creature does not seem to want a t-shirt. This also just reinforces why getting a bit of a virtual convention hall is something that needs to be done more often. Because you could have fantastic interactables and set pieces that may or may not be typically very feasible. Okay, so seems to be connected. Hitting one will disable multiple. Let's visit the Weird West booth.
Weird West. This is Rafael Colantonio, creative director and president of Wolf-Eye Studios, and I'm here today to tell you about our current game in development, Weird West. At its core, Weird West is an action RPG set in a fantasy reimagining of the Wild West. You play through the adventures of 5 heroes that have intertwined destinies on a quest to unveil one of the biggest mysteries of the Weird West. While we described Weird West as an action RPG, some would actually refer to the game as an immersive sim. There are many elements that set Weird West apart from any other action RPG out there, and I would love to show you a few examples now. First, the simulation and sandbox nature of Weird West. The bulk of the team is composed of co-creators of Dishonored and Prey, so simulation is like a religion to us. It is in our DNA to let the players play their own way. Weird West is designed in a way that accommodates many playstyles and many playthroughs. Whether you like combat, or trickery, or stealth, or a mix of all of that, you'll enjoy experimenting with the tools the game offers in a system-rich and physically simulated world. Next, the setting and visual direction. The setting is Weird West, you guessed it. It's an opportunity for us to explore a genre that has been kept underground, and we're excited about bringing our own take on it. As far as the visuals, we're going for a mix of 3D with hand-drawn textures and uncommon palette that we think bring a unique style to the game. We want our world to be instantly recognizable and convey the mystery that is so important to the experience.
Now, let's talk about how scripted versus how dynamic is the experience.
While the game has a main quest, the events and the quests
Welcome,
outside
Lucy.
of
How are you
that
doing tonight?
make use of what we call the conductor, which creates events and crafts a narrative that is specific to each playthrough.
For example, let's say you kill one of these merchants while the other one escapes. The survivor will throw a vendetta at you, and chances are they'll ambush you later when you expect it the least.
This participates to the feeling of a very tailored experience per player. Finally, one more thing I wanted to mention is that your actions are permanent in Weird West. While you may resurrect when killed, your companion won't resurrect if you did not have a chance to revive them on time. And whatever choices you've made will stay in the game. So, stealing shops and killing people have consequences you cannot discard by coming back in time with a simple game reload. We think it is a powerful way to give meaning to your actions and keep the tension high.
Short naps always do feel
That's about it for today.
less than stellar.
We have a few more surprises that I can't wait to talk about, but we're keeping some of these for later. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and please stay tuned for future news about Weird West. This is Rafael Colantonio, creative director and president of Wolf-Eye Studios.
And they did a fantastic
Here
job
today
with
to
Weird
tell
West.
you about our current game in development, Weird West. West is an action RPG set in a
That little video concert. Fantastic.
one of the biggest mysteries of the Weird West.
And Weird West's setting really is so
While
heavily
described as
underlooked,
an action RPG,
or overlooked.
the game is an immersive sim.
Okay, so we have another hidden item. I'll exit only.
You defile this place with your presence. Your curiosity will end you.
Want to see how my curiosity treats me. Please access to the North Hall.
You will never reach the inner sanctum.
I wasn't even looking for an inner sanctum to start with. But now suddenly I want to know about this inner sanctum. That was 4 of 3. So... Are we able to... No, we cannot. There's an emergency exit. We cannot enter the North Hall directly. Interesting to have the credits in the middle of things, however. I'm here for it. It is, after all, very important to showcase those who worked to bring anything to life. A reminder of the human element behind all of it. Especially these days. There's always a curiosity if there's some sort of reward. Puzzle Master air conditioning system. Everything so will properly stop. And here we are. We need to explore the vents.
I can hear you, scurrying like a rat. Phil.
Like on a full circle there? I think so. Glove of Power marked. Does require a subscription though. Well, let's take a look at Blightbound.
Battle a terrifying horde. Behold, Blightbound, a cooperative dungeon crawler that tasks 3 heroes to venture down from their mountain refuge to face the abominations of the Blight, a mysterious and corrupting fog that enshrouds the land. Each player will choose a hero from one of 3 classes: warrior,
Forge Titan's might!
assassin,
Let me at him.
or mage.
My greatest power awaits.
Battle a terrifying horde of monstrous enemies and colossal bosses. Each class of hero fulfills a specific role on the team to overcome mounting odds, solve clever puzzles, and synchronize their ultimate abilities to unleash massive damage. Battle through 3 distinct lands, each with several dungeons to conquer.
Also, despite its very beat-up-oriented core,
The
having
oppressive, underhold, and the precarious.
things like puzzle solving alongside that does create quite a unique experience in its own right.
Prepare once again to enter the Blight Warrior. We are Blightbound. Behold, Blightbound, a cooperative dungeon crawler that tasks 3 heroes to venture down from their mountain refuge to face the abominations of the Blight, a mysterious and corrupting fog that enshrouds the land. Each player will
Unlock's
choose a hero
Game
from
1
one of
is
3
marked by
classes:
books.
warrior,
Forge Titan's might!
assassin,
You think you can learn the common secrets?
We are Skeleton Crew Studio from Kyoto, Japan, and we invite you to take a sneak peek at the story, mechanics, and the challenges in our all-new game Olia.
Olia is an action-adventure game that takes place in the land of Terraphage, a lost world home to forgotten creatures, vast ruins, deep caverns, and rainforest-topped islands.
You are Faraday, a shipwrecked captain. You follow his adventure to rescue his lost crewmen, leading them to a safe return to their homeland. Now, on his pursuit of salvation, Faraday is guided to an ancient harpoon of great power. It awakens ancient enemies who slumbered in the depths of Terraphage.
I'd like to introduce the world of Olia, wild, dark, unpredictable as an ambiguous dream. You will venture through many different islands on your search for a way out.
You will travel through jungles and caverns, visit sites of old relic and ruins. Each land presents new challenges and new opportunities for you on your quest to escape this shadowy land.
Next, combat. Combat is at the forefront of Olea, with visceral systems that challenge the way you think about space.
You can dash and teleport using the harpoon, and then immediately face hand-to-hand combat with minions spawned from the darkness. Crafting and dunning magic hats give you additional power, including dashing and wall jumping, spitting acid, and controlling and generating electricity. Puzzles complement battle sequence by rethinking movement through a maze-like world.
There are 5 major boss battles in Olea. Each one introduces a new character's story, as well as new combat mechanics. By mastering each attack system, you will take down these bosses and be handsomely rewarded with new areas to explore and new mechanics to unlock.
Oh,
Olea is an expression
it does
of
seem
curiosity.
quite
Will you
important for protagonists to be impaled by their new
save
weapon.
the castaways and solve the mystery that surrounds Olea?
We are Skeleton Crew Studio from Kyoto, Japan, and we invite you to take a sneak peek at the story, mechanics, and the challenges in our all-new game Olea.
Olea is an action-adventure game that takes place in the land of Terraphage, a lost world home to forgotten creatures, vast rooms, deep caverns, and forests of planets.
You are Faraday, a shipwreck captain.
You have seen too much. You will pay for your ignorance. The surveyor. It was good.
You have quite the...
The truth is, they don't care about who we use.
quite the area on this to resemble.
They thought this was gonna be easy. They came to the wrong fucking planet.
Many wonderfully dramatic set pieces here.
I was an explorer once. Captain Sam Stone of the Surveyor. It was good. Hell, it was awesome. The truth is, they don't care about who we used to be or what we wanted to do. But if they thought this was gonna be easy, they came to the wrong fucking planet.
So there's 4 guys both. Dragon here. What if we knock all of them down? Fall Guys really was such a craze. For a bit, anyway. I'm not also knocking down with just running into them. Okay. Those don't count though. Hands down. There's a logo of a disc room, but no actual showcase for it. And a giant cheeseburger. Very important.
Howdy, stranger!
Wang, where are you? Can you hear me? Demons, they're trying to break through the gates.
I'll track you down.
Come.
Who the hell let you out of the circus?
Conventionists always seem to have a wonderful understanding of use of colour, even if the colour they most know how to use is red.
Oh, I bet that had to hurt.
And so with that, we can actually acquire the Glove of Power.
These heroics are pitiful. You will never leave the divine power. You believe that blood will save you, but they're not.
It's both striking the damage I do to it. This one's 100. This does 50. It's a bit of a fight. We do not have to use boss attacks against them. Ooh. Didn't quite grab that one in time. Well, I'm if I say find the pillar. How much more do you have for me? Okay, Solid Wave. Need to keep that in mind. Ooh, there we are. Boss conquered.
You'll be back next year. It is inevitable.
But ladies and gentlemen, that has been a look at Devolverland Expo. A double feature, ultimately, both focusing on E3 virtual show floors from 2020, and honestly, we need more games like these two. Fundamentally, it's certainly extra effort than just presenting a trailer, but it's also something that creates more of an attachment to every game presented by getting to walk more in its world while getting to learn about it. It is fundamentally good marketing as well as a wonderful way of blowing the lines and opening door in ways that are often overlooked. Fun. This will conclude tonight's showcase. Fair bit early. But nonetheless, we'll return next week with our main showcase being the release of FBC Firebreak. But until then, let us see where we shall go tonight. I'll send you forward to Crosspoint, who's going to be playing Nightmare Creatures. Please do give them as much of affection as you can. Please look forward to next week's showcase. But until then, please do all that you can to enjoy the remainder of your evening as well as your weekend. And as always, take care and good night.